What's up, everybody? It's your boy BK, BKBangers.com, and today I'm coming to you live from the zone. Today is another episode of Sample School Sundayz. I believe we're on episode 5. That's right, episode 5. I want to thank everybody out there that took the time out their day to view the last few episodes, as well as any other content that we have up here on the channel. I thank you so much for taking, even if it's 1 minute out your day, to view our content. Alright, with that much said, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Once you subscribe, it'll gray out, and then what we call the Liberty Bell will pop up right next to the subscribe button. And be sure to hit the Liberty Bell, click it, so you will be notified anytime we upload any new content on the channel. Alright, so without further ado, we're going to get right into it. Today's episode, the sample comes from Camille Sauvage. Well, it's not savage the way it's spelled, so it's a French artist. The album is called Camino. I might be saying that wrong, but for what it is worth, it's a French album released in 1977, and it's a jazz stage and screen album. So today's episode is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to do the sample chops within Studio One. I already have sample one already loaded up. While I'm here, I'll just show you guys real quickly how to go about getting the samples. Okay, alright. So we start off with the sample. Go right here. Take the cut tool. I'm gonna take a little portion right here. Say I wanted to chop this section up into sections and transfer it over to the sampler. Alright, so you cut out the area in which you want to do your chops. You'll highlight the event, and then you'll use your smart key. My smart key is command and right slash, and then it chops the sample up into the portion in which you want it to go to, and you set the time signature for which you want it to chop up. So that was on 1/4, and now it's chopped to 1/8. There's a quick command for the time signatures. I haven't yet set it up, so I still have to use the mouse. But that's 16 notes. Alright, so chop that, and then we'll send it to a new sample one. If it's not in your recent items that you've used, you go down to audio, and then it should be in here, right here, select and pull, send to new sample one. And then it bounces it down to a new instrument track that has those chops that you just chopped, and it'll send it over to your send, those was 4 chops that we chopped up. It'll send it, all 4 of them, different chops. So you select the chop in which you want. You select edit all, then you select monophonic, and then you adjust the release now, because right now, see if I just touch, I gotta hold it in order for you to hear the entire sample. I'd have to hold it. So you push up if you want it. If you want note on, that's what I'm used to calling it from the MPC. If you want note on, you leave the release fader down. If you want it to be a 1 shot, you put the release fader up. And you see, this is C3. And when you select the chop, as you can see over here, it moves and it tells you what key it's in. So the 4th chop is in F3. So C, D, E, F. F3. And then if I press C3, it's in the key of C rather than, or it's in a different key. So that's cool about the sampler. Okay, so I'm gonna keep those chops. I didn't really want those chops because I had the chops that I already wanted selected previously, as I want to start speeding up these episodes and not have them extended so long. I actually pulled up this sample early ahead of time and started working on it a little bit, as far as having the sound, having it chopped up, and knowing how we're gonna move forward within the video. All right, so with that much said, I also have some drums that I'll mute this, play the drums. Alright, so then these are the sample chops that you heard in the beginning when the video rolled in. This is the area in which I chopped from that I'm gonna chop up some more. Alright, so now I already found the BPM for this this track right here. I haven't showed you guys how to find the sample BPM within Studio One. So now that we know that we already have the chops locked in down here, which I'm on the first one. All right, so we have the chops the way that how I want it. I'm gonna mute this, select the mute tool, select all, select the 6 tool, which is the mute tool. I will mute it. I will then press Command D, deselect, I'll let the drums run, and then as the drums is playing, I'm gonna go over here to the MPK and come up with a loop. Alright, so I think I found a quick little sequence. Before I do that though, go back to the one knob. I will highlight this, go back to the 6 tool. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna tune, I'm gonna transpose real quick. So kind of like that. So what I'm gonna do is, what is it, Command B to bounce it, so I could stop using up so much CPU. Whenever this gear appears on any of your events, you wanna notate that, have a mental note that if you have too many of these happening at the same time, it'll choke up on your CPU usage. That's just a little tip for you guys, but I'm gonna bounce it down nonetheless. Alright, so now that's happening. I'm gonna go back to those, so 1, 4. I'm gonna chop those up, and I'm going to send this to a new sample 1. And now we have the speeded version. We have the pitched up version rather than having Alright, so I'm gonna work with those. I'm gonna also mute this again. Send this back to 16 notes. All right. Alright, so that's pretty much a loop. The next thing I would do after this would be to find the tune, being that we transposed it up. I don't even know what the original key was, but we're not working with the original key. We're working with the sample key. We're working with the sample key. We're working with the transposed sample, so therefore it gave it a new tone, a new key. So we'll add the tuner. This comes stock with Studio One. Alright, it looks like it's closer to, put the strobe mode on. It looks like it's closer to E3. Yeah, it's closer to E3, and I'm the main. See, that's closer to E3. Open this again. And that's what I'm working with mainly because it has the bass on it. So being that I know that that's where we're at, I can then open up any other instrument and create on top of the sample. All right, so I'm gonna let the sample play and come up with an idea off the top. Make sure y'all save y'all stuff. I want to know the key of that I want to know the key of that 808. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna locate it on a drive. Sound Oracle. I'm gonna drop it inside Key Finder, and I'm gonna run the analysis. And I figured it was in C because the MPC was handling it so superbly. See, I want to have more control with it. Alright, y'all, so I found the keys that I want to work with within sample 1. I said sample 1 again. I keep saying sample 1. I found the key of the 808. The 808 is in the key of C, and I'm working in, what is it? C, octave up of C, and then G, C, D, E, F, G, and G flat. So it's like, sorry. Told y'all I'm not a pianist, man. Pause. C, G, flat, C. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. So let's test it out. Why is it starting like that? on trying to get the proper tonality of the sample and the 808 in one. And being that this is sample school episode slash tutorial slash I'm on borrowed people time because you guys have taken your time out of your Sunday or whenever it is that you are actually viewing this episode, I don't want to cheat you guys out of your time, and I don't want to cheat myself out of creating something epic, a banger, a hit, a classic. You know, I'm hearing it from the chops of the sample that this can potentially be a great song. With that said, I do not want to cheat myself out of creating a great song and rushing for the sake of the recording time and the recording process of this episode. That is not a cop out. I'm not, you know, trying to run and not complete it. But the episode is mostly geared toward the sample itself. The series is called Sample School Sundayz, and within the series we do different things, you know, as far as, and it's all sample based. So with that much said, I don't want to rush that bass line because that bass is what carries over the song. 9 out of 10 times when you find yourself moving to a song that you like, that you fall in love with, that got you under the spell binding, the binding of that spell that casted you, it's the bass line. Okay? Now, I kind of have it, but the placement of where it's supposed to be and the chops of the sample is in the wrong place. So what I have to do now is I have to bounce down this the chops that I just created. I have to bounce them to wave, realign them because it's in the MIDI. This is why I don't really enjoy using MIDI with samples too much. Pretty much with, and even with VSTs, I don't really like using MIDI to mix or to do adjustments because look, it's just a block. That's all it is. It's just a block. So what I want, and I can't take the time to go and, you know, move around the blocks, but I don't want to do that. It's so much simpler if when it's bounced down and it's in waveform, then I can pretty much move how I want. Now, if I did this in the MPC, I would have physically and visually see the chops, know where I place the chops on the pads, and then I could adjust it that way. But being that we're working in sample one with the sampler, it's tedious in a way because look, these are the samples, and then I'd have to go through them like this to see what is what, and then be able to say, okay, let's move this here, let's move that there. I love Studio One. This is not a shot at Studio One. It's just some things that, you know, personas could mix a little bit adjusted. That was wrong sentencing children out there. If you're watching, speak your vernacular more more clearly. What I said just now was completely wrong. I heard it in my head after I said it. But hey, so yeah, man, there's not pretty much more to do with this sample outside of adding some more elements, adjust bouncing this down to wave, and then adding the bass line. For those of you who are returning viewers of this series, you guys have already seen the past episodes, and you guys know that 9 out of 10 times of all of those episodes, I get through it with the drums and different patterns of the drums and different sequences of the sample. Now that I'm working in sample one, and it's something that I don't do very often. I don't really use sample one very often with samples. I'll use it for like drums and 808s. I don't really use it too much for sampling, but for the sake of the series, Sample School Sundayz, shameless plug, I'm plugging it all over. For the sake of the series, I wanted to change up a little bit and show you guys a different way that if you're using Studio One and you do not have per se an MPC or you don't have any way of sampling outside of Studio One, you can pretty much sample within Studio One. You can even chop up the samples and adjust them without using sample one. I could have also have done that. I could have also chopped the sample the way that I wanted to and then arrange them. But then that takes a little bit more time because I have to be moving the mouse, and I'm pretty much a I think the word is kinesthetic, where you're hands on. I might be saying it wrong or using it wrong, but it's when you're more hands on with things, and I'm more hands on with, like, that's why I have an MPC and I have the small MPK, because I like to, use my digits, my fingers, and play out what I'm hearing and feeling. Because always remember, music is life. That means life is, what is your life? What is the makeup of your life? Your DNA. Your DNA makes your life who you are. And music is life. It's in your DNA. Okay? Always remember that. So whenever you feel something and you express it, the way that I express my feelings is by banging on the pads and playing with the keys. I'm not a pianist. Pause on the pianist. I'm not a pianist or trained musician. I'm an artist first. I was rapping first, and I fell in love with music at a young age, and I like drumming. I drum. I play the guitar a little bit. Again, I'm not trained. The only training that I had was with a guitar, and that was in like the 2nd grade. Mr. Craft, if you're out there, that was in the 1st and 2nd grade. From grade 1 to 3, I practiced the guitar. I wasn't the best. I used to, my grandparents used to hate it when I was in my room, but it was good that my room was all the way in the back of the house, so I was able to be in the back of the room and be playing on the guitar. My granddaddy, he'll have his friends over, and the kitchen was like in front of my room, and he'll be cooking, so his friends would be back there with him while he's cooking, and he'd be like, listen to that boy back there, thinking he Bob Marley or something, playing on the guitar. Back then I didn't know what I was doing. I don't even know, he was probably clowning me when I think back of it now. But yeah, man, I've always been in love with music since I can remember myself as a youngin'. I used to always know all the new lyrics to all the new songs. I used to have the radio playing with me all night. I fall asleep listening to music. I wake up listening to music. Yeah, you know, and here I go years later, and I'm still doing music. You know, don't fight your passion. Don't fight your calling. If something is your calling, you will know what your calling is. I still don't know if music is my calling. I just know that I'm in love with it, and I love doing it. That's why I do it daily, like daily. You know, if I'm not doing music, I'm reading up on music. I'm doing research on music, um, or cooking. That's my other passion. I don't know how this episode got into me talking about my life, but you know, the camera's on, we rolling, so I'm just talking. But that's pretty much it, man. Again, thank y'all so much. If you know, I say it all the time with all my videos. I thank you guys for your subscription, and thank you for your viewership. Because without you guys out there viewing and sharing and commenting, I wouldn't know that what I'm doing is actually reaching out there to people. I could just be doing these videos and throwing them up into the planet YouTube, and no one sees it. But from the comments and from the feedback I get, I understand that some of you guys out there are enjoying it. I have like one or two haters out there that's disliking anything that has to do with Future. I see they must have seen that one video when I referenced them and said that they were Future haters. So they went through more of my videos and started disliking it to throw it off. I know you're out there. I know you're hating, but hey, if you're not getting any hate, that means you're doing something wrong. That's not my saying. That's the saying of people out there who do well. You know, if no one is showing any sort of dislike for you, then you won't know how to make any adjustments. If everything you do is A1 all the time, which it should be, but if somebody don't point out something and say, you know, I don't like this, or you could do this differently, you'd be stuck in your groove, and you just keep on going. But that's enough of me jibber jabbering. I could get the jibber jabbering all day. I want to thank you guys again. If you have not subscribed, be sure to do so now, like right now, not later, but now. Hit that subscribe button. When you subscribe, right adjacent to the subscribe button is a bell. We calling it the Liberty Bell. And once you tap onto the Liberty Bell, you will become at liberty to be notified anytime we upload any new content on the channel. All right, so that's it for today's episode. I know it was short. I know we didn't really accomplish much outside of somewhat learning how to sample in Studio One using the Sample One plugin that comes stock with Studio One. That's pretty much that was it today. And I'm saying and a lot. But yeah, man, it's your boy BK, bkbangers.com. Thank you guys again so much for stopping by. Enjoy your Sunday. If you're viewing this on Sunday, enjoy your Sunday. If you're not viewing it on Sunday, enjoy whatever day it is that you're having. Do remember to always stay positive, even when negative things happen in life. Something positive can always blossom out of it. Alright, so music is life. It is your DNA. Your boy BK, bkbangers.com. Salute to you and yours. Peace, love, and light. Till next time. Peace. Safe, close.